Have you ever wondered how the Vikings, known for their seafaring exploits, established their settlements across different lands? The Viking era, a time of formidable warriors and skilled mariners, holds a trove of fascinating tales. Imagine longships slicing through icy waters, explorers forging new paths, and settlers transforming foreign lands into Norse havens. These captivating narratives of exploration and conquest are waiting to be unearthed. So, are you ready for a voyage into the past? Join us as we unravel the mysteries of the earliest Viking settlements. The saga of Viking settlements begins in Scandinavia during the late 8th century. In this era, a dynamic shift was taking place in the heartlands of Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. The Vikings, known for their audacity and maritime skills, started establishing their first settlements. These settlements were not just homes. They were strategic locations that served as trading hubs, agricultural lands, and defensive fortresses. The Vikings were not just warriors. They were skilled traders, farmers, and craftsmen, each settlement throbbing with life and bustling with activity. But what drove these Norsemen to expand beyond their homeland? Well, it was a potent cocktail of factors. Population pressure was a significant driver. With an increasing number of mouths to feed, the Vikings needed new lands for farming and resources. This population boom led to a scarcity of arable land in their home territories, pushing them to look beyond their borders. The Vikings were also lured by the allure of wealth and the promise of new trading partners. They sought precious metals, valuable goods, and exotic commodities. Trading with different cultures not only offered material gain, but also allowed the Vikings to learn new technologies and ideas, enriching their own society. The saga of the Vikings, however, is not a tale confined to the fjords of Scandinavia. Their ambitions were far-reaching, their courage boundless. The Vikings, however, did not stop at Scandinavia. Their sights were set on distant shores. As the 9th century dawned, the Vikings set their sights on the British Isles, a move that would forever change the history of these lands. Fierce Norse seafarers, the Vikings were not just raiders and pillagers as often portrayed. They were also settlers, traders, and explorers. And their presence in the British Isles left an indelible mark that can still be felt today. The Vikings began their invasion of the British Isles around the year 800, and by the mid-9th century, they had established a considerable foothold, particularly in the eastern part of England. This area became known as the Danelaw, a region under the law of the Danes where Viking customs and language held sway. The influence of the Danelaw can still be seen in modern England, especially in place names. Many towns and villages that end in by, such as Grimsby or Whitby, are Viking in origin, with by meaning village or farm in Old Norse. Two of the most notable Viking settlements were the cities of York in England and Dublin in Ireland. York, or Jorvik as it was known then, became a thriving hub of trade and culture under Viking rule. Today, the Jorvik Viking Center stands as a testament to the city's Norse past, giving visitors a glimpse into what life was like during the Viking era. Across the Irish Sea, the Vikings founded what would become the city of Dublin in the year 842. The settlement quickly grew into a bustling center of trade that attracted merchants from across the Viking world and beyond. Dublin's Viking history is still very much alive today, with archaeological excavations uncovering a wealth of Viking artifacts in recent years. The Vikings' journey was far from over though. Their next destination? The icy shores of Iceland. Their influence in the British Isles was significant, but the Vikings were just getting started. They were about to embark on an even more ambitious phase of exploration and settlement, leaving a lasting legacy that continues to fascinate us to this day. In the late 9th century, the Vikings, led by their spirit of adventure, reached the shores of Iceland. With their characteristic longships, these Norse warriors and explorers, hailing from the Scandinavian lands, began to carve out settlements in this new icy domain. The Viking arrival in Iceland was not mere happenstance. It was a calculated move, driven by overpopulation and political strife in their native lands. They found the fertile valleys and fishing-rich waters of Iceland to be an enticing prospect, and soon a thriving Viking community took root here. They established the world's first parliament, the Althing, a testament to their advanced social and political structures. However, the story of the Vikings in Iceland doesn't end there. Another chapter was added to their saga by a man known as Eric the Red. Eric was a larger-than-life character, exiled from both Norway and Iceland due to his fiery temper and a penchant for conflict. But Eric turned his banishment into an opportunity. He set his sights further west on a land shrouded in mystery and wild tales. Eric led an expedition to this uncharted territory, and what they discovered was a land of immense beauty and untapped resources. Eric named this new land Greenland, in hopes that the promising name would attract settlers. His marketing tactic worked, and soon colonies were established, surviving there for over 400 years. Greenland was harsher and less forgiving than Iceland, but the Vikings adapted. They hunted seals, whales, and polar bears, and even attempted farming in the southernmost parts of the island. Their settlements in Greenland represent the furthest extent of Viking expansion in the medieval period. Yet, the Viking spirit was not to be contained. Their thirst for exploration, their relentless pursuit of new lands, was a defining characteristic of this seafaring civilization. The Viking spirit of exploration did not stop at Greenland. The last stop on our journey takes us to the New World centuries before Columbus. Long before Columbus set sail, the Vikings had already reached the coasts of North America. These Norse seafarers, driven by their indomitable spirit of exploration, ventured westward across the Atlantic, establishing settlements in what they called Vinland. The archaeological site at L'Anse aux Meadows, located on the northernmost tip of Newfoundland in Canada, provides compelling evidence of these Viking settlements. Unearthed in the late 20th century, this site revealed remnants of 8 Norse buildings, along with numerous artifacts indicating a Scandinavian presence. These discoveries give us a glimpse into the lives of the Vikings in North America, showcasing their skills in shipbuilding, ironworking, and even wine production, as suggested by the name Vinland, meaning wineland. These settlements, however, were short-lived, possibly due to clashes with indigenous populations or the harsh North American winters. And so, the saga of Viking settlements ends not with a whimper, but with a testament to the indomitable spirit of exploration.